Hello everyone, and it has been a month since the last episode of the Gamedev. And today I'm gonna show you what I've been doing. In the last short we made this base plate, which is great for me to work with to know how things are going to look later on. For the first week I had two things in mind, and because it's separated I really want to place something up here. So I'm gonna start with placing houses right here and call it the village. And secondly, I want there to be a way that items can spawn without me having to drag it into the world, so it is there. So let's make that. So let's create a script. Call it something like please spawn items, open the script, then let add some code, save it, close it, and it should all be working fine. Let's test it out. As you can see, there's nothing right now. But when we have unlocked the layer, there will actually be spawning 5 items. And I've done it with layers because later on it's gonna be way easier and we can actually pick it up so it's all working. Here you can actually see how I've done this. In here I can select what items can spawn, what is the chance that it can spawn, on what layer and what time of day. And this will actually be very important later on in the development progress. So that's why I'm showing you. If you ever want to make a game, be sure to think ahead. So for the second part, I really wanted to make the first house. The NPCs actually have somewhere to live. I used Blender for that. And this is what I built. It is a small low poly house. Well, actually it is pretty big. The nice thing about it is that it's very scalable and changeable. So when you pick a window and you place it to somewhere else and you place some blocks somewhere else, you can make like 5 houses out of just one house. Like you can easily change the roof and that kind of stuff, which is so nice. But now we have to export this and put it into the game. So here we go. This is how it's looking right now. We're just gonna have to change the scale a little bit. And then as you can see, we can actually walk through the walls and there's something missing. The door isn't really the right way. This face orientation is very strange. I don't really know what the problem is, but let me see if I can change this. Alright, and here it is, in its full glory. It is put into the game. As you can see, the walls fixed, no weird faces. I actually had some problem with that too, and the doors also fixed. You can still walk inside, but I just haven't fixed that. So I'm probably gonna change some things about the house, because I think it's a little bit too tall. But right now, Mr. Bean has a house, but Mrs. Bean is still homeless. So let's change that. Alright, and here we have it, Mrs. Bean's house. Yes. It is a smaller version of the bigger house, but I think it looks really good. I really like this style. It has the same style, I know, but I think it looks so cute. It's probably because of the scale. The larger one is just a little bit too big, but for now, the small one has my favorite. It is just a temporary one though. I'm going to add some more details to it later, but that will be fine. So, now that Mrs. Bean is happy, I have to do something else. So as you can see, right here we have the village, and out here is the wilderness. But I think those needs to be separated with a scene change. So I'm gonna try to add that. Alright, and right now we're in the village. So let's go. Inside of an invisible wall, which will teleport us down to the wilderness. And as you can see, the village has actually disappeared because we're in a different scene, so we can just remove that. So let's pick up a stone and go back to the village. There's a problem. The items don't actually go to the village. So I'm actually gonna tell you what went wrong. So the first person player, the inventory manager, the player quest tracker, the time manager, event system, UI manager, quest log, UI canvas, hotbar canvas, UI canvas, the canvas should not be here. All of these should actually be on a game manager. A game manager is just an empty block, but the game manager will be transferred from scene A to scene B and bring all of that information with it, so that when you have an item on the wilderness and you want to go to the village, you can actually still have the item. I know it's a lot of information and it's literally took me a week, so that's why I'm telling you. It was not fun. The problem is if everything goes wrong, and like a week is still long, but if everything went even more wrong, I was just gonna have to do it all over again. But this is what I meant with thinking ahead. I didn't think about this. I didn't even know this was necessary. So I learned it the hard way. So I really wanted to make a new character for the game because I'm kinda done with looking at the beans. They had their time. This is kinda how it looks. Now I was gonna add some bones to the character so I can actually move around and I can actually make some clothing for it on a easier scale without having to draw everything. This is kind of how it's looking right now. It is not working the way it's supposed to. I had no clue what I was doing, and yeah, to be honest, the way that it's just moving, I just can't deal with this right now. Just look at this. I will see you guys later.